This is Garis, Masculist MGTOW flyers. That is 2-3 page essays on the themes of masculism and MGTOW, written by and read aloud by Prof. Dr. Hugo de Garis. This is flyer number 685, part 2, entitled Promoting a Masculist Mutiny by the Male Employees of YouTube. Carrying straight on. So if you monoconscious feminazi bigot, that's MFB, don't convert yourself into becoming a biconscious feminist faster than your boyfriend converts himself into a biconscious masculist, then you will face a serious risk of him dumping you. In a few years, nearly all the men you come across will have been masculisted, who will not tolerate your monoconsciousness, seeing you as a hateable monoconscious hypocrite, and they will collectively bite your fucking head off, effectively exterminating you, forcing you to rot on the shelf, utterly manless, since no man, brackets, once masculist biconsciousness spreads widely, close brackets, will tolerate your bigoted monoconsciousness that is so misandrist as to be spat at by biconscious masculisted men. End quote. So, to the male employees of YouTube who are reading/watching this flyer, please educate yourselves into masculist ideas so that you become angry and hateful at monoconscious feminist hypocrisy, both in society at large and particularly within your company. Spread masculist ideas to your friends, your work colleagues, so that a large number of you become biconscious masculists, who become increasingly intolerant of the dominance of monoconsciousness within YouTube management, thus motivating you and hundreds of other male YouTube employees to rebel, to mutiny, thus forcing YouTube management to convert itself into masculist biconsciousness. When there are hundreds of you within YouTube, management will be forced to see the light, since they cannot afford to fire you all, since that would destroy the company. So there is real strength in numbers. I suggest that you quietly spread biconscious masculist thinking amongst yourselves, so that the time will come when you can afford to openly mutiny, lashing out at the hated hypocrisy of monoconscious feminism, forcing management that if it doesn't treat men fairly, if it doesn't stop blocking the aims of masculists to liberate men, then there will be an open mutiny of YouTube male employees, that is, the biconscious masculists, hundreds of them within YouTube. The aim of this mutiny is to get YouTube management to promote masculist ideas as readily as feminist ideas, and to teach YouTube management to think in masculist terms. Once there are a large number of you, you can spread your influence to female employees as well, who are much less feminazi bitchy towards men, who can be persuaded that it is in women's self-interest to become biconscious, since a biconscious feminist loses her hatred of men, since she learns that in fact women oppress men worse, so that her feminist anger at men for the ways that men oppress women is cancelled by her female masculine anger at women for the ways that women oppress men, and worse than vice versa. With a lot of female YouTube employees also on board with you, this combination will be even more threatening to YouTube management, which is still dominated by monoconscious feminazi thinking. Once you are public, you can send links to masculist videos to your work colleagues who are still on the fence regarding masculist ideas. You can express your anger and hatred at monoconscious feminist hypocrisy regarding the misandry of these monoconscious feminazis, so hated by biconscious masculists for their awful bigotry regarding men. When there are hundreds of you, make it clear that such passions are involved that if management doesn't become biconscious in its handling of masculist videos, then those passions could destroy the company, since masculists are at war against fluffy feminists, against the monoconscious bigotry of misandrist, male-dumping, feminazi cunts, hated by masculists who punish such women so severely that such women are effectively exterminated. Masculists are abolitionists who aim to wipe out fluffies by forcing them to FIP up, in brackets FIP, F-I-P, equals financially independent person, or to rot on the shelf. Masculists want the men-fairing of the gender laws, the cessation of divorce rape in the divorce courts, the FIPPing of women, the creation of a FIP society, the legislation of the para-paternity rejection right, and the OPTAB, O-P-T-A-B, obligatory paternity testing at birth to block women's paternity fraud, the establishment of GECs, G-E-Cs, that's Gender Equality Committees, in the parliaments that consist half of female feminists and half of male masculists, so that the gender issues of both sexes are dealt with equally, which is far from being the case today in today's genocracy in gender political terms. So, educate yourselves into masculist ideas, become angry and hateful at gender criminal women, and lash out at the awful sexist hypocrisy of your YouTube management that is still censoring masculist videos, thus showing that what monoconscious bigots they are. Educate them. Preach masculist ideas to them so that they see the light and become ashamed of their earlier attitudes and ignorance regarding how much worse women oppress men. When you come across work colleagues of either sex who are ignorant of masculist ideas, mention to them the big three ways that women oppress men using the terms manslavery, divorce rape, forced fathering, so that these work colleagues have enough intellectual hooks to start thinking about how women oppress men worse, and point out to them that their own company, your company, is sexist and hypocritical towards men, with its monoconscious feminist censorship of masculist videos. Get your work colleagues thinking about masculist issues so that they join the mutiny too. Increase your numbers to the point that management has to listen to you. Better still, convert management to masculist biconsciousness so that management itself is motivated to men-fair its sexist hypocritical policy towards its censorship of masculist ideas. Good luck with your masculist mutiny. If you are successful, then you may become the model for millions of other companies. But it's essential that YouTube becomes biconscious, since it will play a vital role in spreading masculist ideas to the world due to YouTube's enormous size. YouTube has a duty to be loyal to men, who are, in capital letters, half the world's population. So the men-fairing of gender politics is, in capital letters, very important. Cheers. Prof. Dr. Hugo de Garis. Email profhugodegaris@yahoo.com. Website profhugodegaris.wordpress.com. In brackets. Click on the Masculist tab for 680 plus Masculist essays and their videos. See also a London Real interview on masculism at AI will kill 1 billion people. Do we create our exterminators? Professor Hugo de Garis. London Real. In brackets. See the last half hour of this 2-hour interview for the Masculist segment. These flyers are available in text and video formats on Minds, BitChute, Odyssey, MGTOW.tv, X and YouTube. There are nearly 1,000 in 14 playlists of my Masculist videos on YouTube that can be accessed by searching for the channel name De Garis Masculist Videos. That's all one word. Ciao.